right, you guys, we are finally going to do it today. We are going to harvest that bed of carrots. I've only been putting it off because I'm going to do something a little bit different storage-wise with them this year that I've never done before, and I was kind of just collecting what I need for that. But before I allow us to do kind of the fun part of our work today, we're going to tackle one more bed. I actually may be getting an exciting delivery, and it's mulch from my dad. So I need to have a bed to put it on once it gets here, and this bed would be a great candidate for it. I'll have enough to do probably several beds, but this one especially really needs something on top of it. So I am going to tackle this first, and then as my reward, we will see what kind of carrot harvest we get. I wanted to just answer a question that I've gotten a few different times about the style of video that I've been doing this whole 30-day challenge, but really for the past few months in general, I've been doing it a lot. And that is the kind of voiceover style, not talking directly to the camera video. And the reason why this is the type of video that I am primarily making is because my phone microphone is broken. So I actually cannot record directly doing like a video talking at my camera. I've tried to have like exterior mics and haven't really found one that works super well. So I am hoping to upgrade my phone very, very soon, and I can do some vlog style videos. But for now, this is the way I can share. So this is just me working with what I've got. So let's talk a little bit about this bed of carrots. This is actually the second bed of carrots that we had in this garden this year, and I grew it specifically to be our like fall harvest storage carrots. We've been pulling carrots from this for probably 2 months at least as we need them, but I need you guys to know that I am a really lazy carrot grower. I do not thin my carrots. I do not use pelletized seed or tape. I plant them, I water them, I keep them weeded for as long as they need to be. Once their greens grow, they kind of shade themselves out, and that's it. So I get a lot of variety in sizes, but it works, and I've had pretty good success for several years doing that. But I have all of the greens I just decided to leave as kind of a mulch on this bed. I'll probably top it off still, but here's our haul from this one bed. I think that these 2 totes are probably maybe 20 to 30 pounds each if I had to guess. So we maybe have between 30 and 50 pounds of carrots, which I'm happy with. That's going to last us a really long time. Now, I mentioned that I'm going to store them this year differently than I ever have in the past. Typically, I will can my carrots. I'll keep some in the fridge as long as they'll last, and I've even froze carrots in the past, which is my least preferred way to preserve them. So I'm not going to freeze any this year. Instead, I am going to store some in our root cellar, and I know that you can do this multiple ways. This is not a tutorial because this is my first time doing it, and there's a lot of factors and variables depending on your specific storage area. But I have this tote, and then I have some sand. Some people use wet sawdust or like pine shavings. I've even seen people use like potting soil before. Use what you got, and I got sand. So I am going to put these in here. You're supposed to have the greens trimmed as much as possible. You're supposed to have them not touching. I don't know how really necessary it is to not have them touching. I'm thinking that the not touching is because if one starts to go bad, it'll spread more easily to the other one, and not that it's actually going to harm each other to be touching. But that's just my guess. That's not based on anything. But I am layering these in, a whole layer of sand between, and we'll just see how it goes. I probably will not tap into these for several months just because I'm going to store some in the fridge in the scullery and work through those ones first. I will probably can a handful of them just because I like to have them canned for really quick stews or soups and things. But otherwise, I think it's important that you diversify. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't store all of your food the same way or in the same place. Diversity gives you a lot more strength and resiliency, and also there's just different convenience factors to having different diversity. But overall, we ended up getting, I think it was 5 layers of carrots in this one tote. So it's not like the most efficient way storage space wise to store them. The other thing I would like to try in the future, which I had considered doing this year and just decided to do one new thing at a time, and that is just to leave them, some of them at least, in the garden over winter. And typically I think you want to mulch them, but then next spring, once the ground thaws, you have carrots that are ready to use versus having to wait for them. But if you guys have any tips, if you've stored carrots this way or a way similar, root cellar style, I am all ears. I am somebody who is kind of a creature of habit, but I also really, really love learning and trying new things. And I am fascinated by different food preservation methods. So this seemed like a pretty simple, easy one to try next. And I will, of course, update once I have a little bit more experience with what the results are.